one of my viewers asked me if I can watch this video. It's called 20 Weird Things Finnish People Do. So if you're from Finland, tell me if you agree with the things on this list. Tell me if there's anything you disagree with. And if there's any weird things that Finnish people do that's not on this list, please tell me in the comments. But yeah, let's watch.
Moikka! Have you noticed that Finns are sometimes a bit weird? I think you're not alone with that one. Well, there are lots of things that might seem strange to you, but are actually really normal in the Finnish culture. In today's video, I'm going to show you 20 different things that we Finns do that are probably a bit weird or strange to you. My name is Varpo and I am the founder of Her Finland. You can call me your Finnish fairy godmother, and I help you to conquer the Finnish language and learn all things about the Finnish culture. If you like all things Finnish, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let's jump straight in. So many things that are strange are connected with the way we talk or the way we don't talk in Finland. So my number one thing is silence. In Finland, we are super used to being silent around each other. This silence can be comfortable or it can also be awkward for a Finn. But we Finns rarely take the opportunity and try to improve it by starting to talk, because our fellow Finn might not join the conversation. Our fellow Finn can still say that single word and then there is nothing except silence again. So that's why it's just safe to be silent together. Also, this is one reason why Finns sometimes just walk away from a situation. Just. See what I did there? This brings to my second point.
Okay, so that's very interesting. That is very much the personality of an introvert. And if I had to describe myself as either an introvert or extrovert, I'm definitely more of an introvert. So I definitely feel that connection with Finland. I've learned about that silence or the enjoyment of silence in Finland on a previous video. I really like that, and I feel like being an extrovert is very overrated. There's some countries and some people like the USA who really thrive on being extrovert and being loud. But for me, I just appreciate silence. I appreciate people who are comfortable in silence, and I like that about Finland that I've learned.
Which is we can inhale when we are speaking. And this is very normal in the Finnish way of speaking, and it's not that we are surprised, it's not that we are shocked, it's just something we do. So you can hear this often with small words like jo, otatko kahvia? Jo. If you're wondering what is the most popular word in Finnish, it's not hei or thank you, kiitos in Finnish. It is no niin.
No niin.
This is super versatile and you can use it anywhere. Here are 3 examples how I use it. I use it when the food is ready and I'm inviting my family to eat. No niin. I can also use it when I'm frustrated. No niin. And I can also use it when I'm super happy and excited to start something. No niin. So you can express all of those different situations through only those 2 words. No niin. Finally, let's think about the phrase Mitakolo. How are you? This is very typical small talk topic in some other countries, but in Finland it's actually a proper question. So be ready to really hear the other person out if you are asking this question. The response can be short, but it can also be super long. So you don't want to use this phrase if you are in a hurry and just expect a really short and tiny answer. Next.
Mitakolo. So I think that's very good. That's a question I think most people, no matter what country you're from, will ask people, how are you? Or something along those lines. And to see that Finnish people actually care about the answer, that actually is very good. When I ask people that question, I do care if they're okay or not. But in most countries, like you take UK for example, you ask, how are you? Everybody says good, and that's it. Even if they're not good, they'll just answer that anyway. So I think it shows something about the caring nature of Finnish people, that they actually care about the answer and that they give the answer as well. No niin, I really like that. I learned about that from Ismo, the Finnish comedian. I love how it can be used in so many different contexts just by changing the sound of it. Tell me how often you use that and how many different ways you use that too.
Let's talk about some weird things that Finns do around the house, around the office, or at school. Firstly, we never wear shoes indoors. So when you come home, you always take your shoes off. But this also extends to workplaces and to school. And even in big headquarters, for example, where I used to work, we had to wear shoes when we were in the restaurant area or in the main lobby or in the conference rooms. But when we were in our own desks, then we always had a cloakroom, and then we were just wearing our socks or wool socks.
Yeah, I learned about that on a previous video also, that to take shoes off indoors is very common. I mentioned it's the same here in Asia. I live in Malaysia and you just don't wear shoes in the house ever. That's the culture. So it's very similar to Finland, which is surprising. But I never knew that that also applies to the workplace. Tell me if you've ever walked around your workplace with no shoes, just socks. I guess it makes it feel more comfortable in the workplace, but I just never knew that was a thing.
Finland is the best country to be if you want to enjoy weekdays without work, because everything seems to stop around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. If you find yourself in a Finnish office and nobody's there, nope, they are not in the coffee break. Everybody is already pretty much at home. And also another thing, it's really rare to see that someone schedules a meeting after 4 p.m. So lots of leisure time in the evenings.
Yeah, I think that's very important. As I mentioned, I live in Asia and it's the complete opposite of this working culture. Here, they expect you to work after your working hours. It can be late until late at night. It can be weekends. There can be meetings scheduled pretty much all day, every day. Is very bad. I don't enjoy that part of the work culture here in Asia. But Finnish people really do it properly. 4 p.m, let's end that. You can see how much they appreciate the work-life balance and just appreciate their own life, really.
This next one is probably one of those least favorite things for me in the Finnish culture. And this is about leaving notes. Many Finns have a hard time confronting people face to face. Obviously, this would be the best way to approach anything, because then you can soften the blow with your voice or with your gestures. But no, we Finns love to just leave a note, or even a snappy note. This is often the case, for example, in apartment buildings. And don't get me started with how it all can escalate. So sometimes people leave this note and then people are not taking the initiative to work things around and ask, what is this? They just are silent to each other, and then it takes several years, and what used to be like a tiny thing is now a huge thing, but no one even remembers what they are fighting about. So this is this is not so nice in the Finnish culture, but it's also a kind of weird thing.
Yeah, I guess she sounds like she's definitely had personal experience of that, so I feel sorry for her. But tell me if that's common. I guess that ties into that introvert personality type, that people don't really want to be confrontational. In that one, I see similarities with being British. We are also the same. We are very passive aggressive. We don't want to say things directly to people. But this sounds like another level, actually. Tell me if you've been in that situation where you've either written a note or had a note written to you.
Where you can see this most typically is when it comes to recycling. Finns love to recycle, and we are really particular that we need to recycle correctly to the correct recycling bins. So sometimes your neighbor might help you out with a note that if you are not doing this properly. And I'm going to link this video to my home video so that you can see more detailed information about recycling in Finland. Summer holiday is holy in Finland, and it's even the law that most of the holiday must be taken in between May and September. And when I was working in an international company, all of my non-Finnish colleagues were laughing that nothing gets done in July in Finland because every Finn wants to be on holiday in July. So they would try to take all of the projects and make them ready by midsummer, or they would schedule them so that they would go and continue in August.
Yeah, I think that's a very good thing. It ties into those working hours, that working culture, the work-life balance. Finnish people obviously appreciate their lives and want to have a happy life, not just work all day, every day. It's all about enjoying themselves and having that personal happiness. I love that. I have seen a couple of articles before that mentioned Finland is one of the happiest places in the world. And this sort of thing is one of the reasons for that, I would guess. Tell me if you're happy with the work-life balance in Finland. Tell me if you've lived anywhere else and how it compares.
For the weird things when Finnish people are out and about, let's talk a little bit about money. Now, Finns are weirdly frugal. We absolutely love to split the bill, and this is typical scenery you can see in Finnish restaurants. So, for example, if there's a party of people and someone didn't take wine, this person doesn't need to pay their part of the wine. And it's very common in Finnish restaurants that when you walk in, the first question that the waiter asks is that how do you want your bills? Because in Finland, the systems are so that the waiter can create a unique bill for each person on the table. So this is really typical and so different from many other cultures. Also, Finns hate to be in debt. Even if it's like €2 and you haven't paid to someone, we are stressing that we need to pay this debt back.
I think that's very good. It shows Finnish people are very responsible. In both of those examples, it show that Finnish people care about other people. So with the money, don't want to owe people money. I definitely am like that too. I get very anxious. I feel like I never borrow money because I just don't want to be owing people money, so I see a similarity there. But with regards to the bill, very interesting because I agree with that. I think everybody should pay their own amount because I've been in a lot of situations where everybody splits the bill, but some people will just buy a lot of things, buy the most expensive things. I'll actively buy cheaper things because I don't want to burden the rest of the people by ordering expensive stuff, but other people don't have those qualms. They just buy whatever, the biggest thing. And I think that's a very fair way to do it.
My next point is about giving your name. It's weird that in Finland we rarely use our names. We don't introduce ourselves to acquaintances, or we don't use the first name in sentences. So, for example, I have been to my gym for over 5 years and I still don't know the names of the people that I see there almost every day. It's just not natural for a Finn to ask names from acquaintances. Then let's move on to grocery shopping. One weird thing that you will see in most Finnish shops is that you have to weigh the produce yourself. So for example, when you go to buy veggies or fruit, you have to find the scale and then you print the barcode sticker to that fruit or vegetable, and only after that you walk to the checkout line. This is very important to remember, and that's why you will see these tiny numbers in each price label, because these are the numbers you then have to put on the scale to print out this sticker. Finnish people love food, and some of the weird things happen when it's the starting season of some super important food. Hence, new potatoes, uudet perunat, or strawberries, mansikat. You are so going to see headlines about the new potatoes of the season coming to the market, or how the strawberries are now ready to be eaten. These will be on newspapers, these will be even on TV broadcasts, and it's not something alarming, it's just that they are now available. Okay, are you with me? Some more weird things coming.
That's very interesting. I want to learn more about Finnish supermarkets actually. I think I might react to a video about that and see what sort of produce actually gets sold in a Finnish supermarket. When I go on holiday to different countries, I actually like visiting supermarkets and just seeing what different products they have. Tell me if there's anything very unique to Finland. But that one about announcing the news of the new season of vegetables or fruits, I've never heard of that in any other country. That does make Finland very unique. Tell me if that is a big thing in the news in Finland.
Now we enter family dynamics. So, the Finnish way of giving your baby a name is different. We actually don't give the name for the baby before we meet him or her. So, for example, in my family, we had some ideas for our daughter, but when she was born, she didn't look, and her personality didn't just feel that those names were good to fit that personality. So we discovered a new name. This is really typical in Finland, and sometimes the name of the newborn baby is only revealed in the name party or christening. Another baby thing I have to mention here is that we Finns give the babies a nap outdoors, even in the freezing winter time. So we have lots of layers for the babies, and then they sleep in the prams, and they just love to sleep outdoors when it's the cool air, because this makes your sleep so much better.
Yeah, tell me if you did that with your own baby before. Is it always safe? I have heard that before. I think I heard it more with regards to Denmark before. And I remember telling my family here in Malaysia, and they just couldn't believe it. Just for a safety point of view, and also just the temperature. But obviously it's very normal in that part of the world. And the name, tell me if you've ever had a name planned for your child beforehand and then had to change it after they're giving birth. For me, when I have two children, we already planned the name a long time before they were born, and yeah, just gave them that name.
Oh, and one thing you should know about Finland, milk is not only something that kids drink, also adults drink milk. And if you are ever in a typical Finnish buffet restaurant where they serve lunch, you will see these huge silver milk dispensers where adults, we grown-ups, we take milk with our lunch. So this is also a kind of weird thing, but
I think that was
natural
nice.
for Finns.
I like that.
Every Finn celebrates their birthday, but we also celebrate name days in Finland. So if you check a Finnish calendar, you will see that under each day there are names, and this is the name day of that person who is with that name. There's like only 2 or 3 days that are without a name day: Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and February 29th, which happens only in 4 years. But anyway, when it's your name day, you are probably going to get some warm wishes from your family. Some people even get a gift when it's their name day. And as a kid, in my family, we were always really particular that you have to also remember us when it's our name day. So it's like extra gifts for especially the little ones. So how does this happen? New names are put to the Finnish calendar every 5 years based on a certain criteria, for example, popularity. Then probably the thing you've been waiting for or something you already knew about.
Yeah, just tell me about that. Is there some people who have unique names who don't have a name day? Has that happened before?
Finland and the Finnish culture. We are naked in the sauna. And this is something that is that every Finn is used to, and it's the most natural thing. A disclaimer though, when it's a public sauna, we are not naked in a mixed sauna. It's so that girls are with girls and guys are with guys. When it's your own family, we tend to go as the family. So this can be a taboo in many countries, but in Finland, this is the most natural thing for us. One funny thing in Finland is the crazy, funny sports events that we have here. So we have, for example, throwing the wellies competition, or carrying your wife competition, or knitting the wool sock competition, or riding your toy horse competition.
I've seen that one on Twitter recently.
Very exciting and odd interests that have been made into world championships in Finland. Finally,
yeah, tell me if you've ever taken part in any of those championships. I seen that horse, the toy horse riding one, went viral on Twitter recently. So yeah, very unique things about Finland with regards to these interesting sports.
The last thing on my list is that we Finns are super curious to know what other people, what non-Finns are thinking about the Finnish culture, Finnish people, and Finland in general. So that's why we are watching all of the YouTube videos about Finland and always excited to hear your thoughts. So if you want to learn more about the Finnish mindset, I have a tip for you. Just check out the comments of different videos and you will see lots of Finns sharing their thoughts and inputs on this topic. Whoa, there you have it. All 20 things that are weird and we Finns do them.
Okay, I'll leave a link to her video in the description. Please go check it out. Very interesting and informative video. A lot of great points there. What she mentioned about Finnish people being interested in other people's opinions, that's one reason I'm enjoying this channel, because I'm really learning so much about Finland that I never knew before. It's a very unique country, a lot of unique things about it, and I'm really enjoying finding out about these. So yeah, tell me things in the comments, recommend other videos, I'll check them out soon, and yeah, can't wait to learn more. Thanks.